a pediatrician from Andhra Pradesh, and I'm a national trainer of infant and young child feeding. Today, I have to come online to talk about the healthy foods and the junk foods. Where does the health start? Health starts from birth. Every child has a right to have its nutrition once it is born. So, a newborn baby needs breast milk for 6 months. Breast milk only for 6 months. After 6 months, the child needs, in addition to breast milk, it needs homemade complementary foods, which go on thickening day by day. The quantity increases and the frequency increases. Here, I specifically want to tell one point. We never use salt and sugar in the foods which we prepare because already the breast milk contains sufficient amount of salt and sugar which the baby needs. After 1 year, after 1 year, a child the mother should train the child in such a way that it could consume all the food that is fed in the house. There is no special foods that has to be purchased like processed foods because they contain more of starch, more of sugars, less of nutrients, and less is absorbed, and they are more disease alarming. Hence, we have forgotten the thought of thinking about and talking about processed foods like all this. I eat to say cerelac, fertilizer. No, only homemade food which we can prepare, starting from a gruel to a porridge to a khichdi. Slowly, you make rice and dal. By 8 months, you make the child try to eat by itself. Then you start egg. Then slowly you start non-vegetarian foods. By the time it is 1 year old, the child should be able to eat everything it wants. Slowly, the number of times also increases. What happens is, after 9 months, a child has 3 times of food meals and one snack it needs because all the nutrients have to be met with. After 1 year, unlike the other period, it needs 2 snacks and 3 meals in addition to breast milk. Breast milk should be there till the end of 2 years or beyond. Somebody might ask me, why do you not talking about other milk? There are so many milks available here. Cow's milk is there, animal milk is there. Why can't we give animal milk in the second year? See, in the first 1 year of life, we don't give any other milk except breast milk. Even the second year also, we do not give milk directly, but we give foods that can be prepared with milk also. So, no milk till 2 years. And be aware, sugar is available in every food which we prepare. So, till 2 years, we don't add sugar. Now, after 2 years, what happens? A child's behavior changes. It sees lots of foods. You take her to a small walk outside. It sees lots of advertisement, lots of packets and all, attractive looking packets in the shops, and it handles. And because the baby is crying, the parents just give a hand over one packet of chips packet or some whatever it is, a kurkure and whatever it is. They just give it to the child to play with it. And as the child plays with it, it starts eating one by one, and it becomes a habit, and it becomes addicted. This is where our work starts. At the age of 2 years onwards, till 5 years, you need a lot of training from the parents. Parents should make them understand the importance of food by they themselves becoming a role model. They should also not purchase those things. A child should already register in their brain what all my mother is purchasing for the household. It can, as the child grows on 5, 6 years, it will start asking for this. So be careful in purchasing things and you always involve your child when you are purchasing things. The child should know what is healthy and what is unhealthy, and which is difficult to prepare, which is not difficult to prepare, which is advantageous, which has problems, which is disease causing, this is health introducing. So this way, a child needs training between 2 and 5. After 5, the problem starts. What problem it starts? The child becomes little more interested in other. It starts going around other families. They see other families eating some sorts of processed foods like pizza, whatnot. Then now they come and force you. See, my neighbors are eating a lot of pizza. Sometimes you will be shocked to see. We will not even remember the names of those things, but children remember the names because they learn from the friends and neighbors. It is where we have to intervene. We have to tell them the importance of food. See, in that age, they are convincible. As they are reaching 5, they are convincible. We can tell them, see, this processed foods contain a lot of sugar, a lot of salts, a lot of fat. You become obese. You will not able to manage yourself. You will become more sick. You will not be able to attend your school well. You will not get good marks. Your performance will be low. We should be healthy. Similarly, you need to teach them, train them, guide them, because they are less mature compared to the parents. But to be, I just want to make a statement. Nowadays, parents have become very busy. I have seen many families who, while coming, because they are busy from morning 8 to evening 8. While coming, she has no patience to prepare what she wants to prepare to her children. So she purchases from a fast food center and gets it home, and all of them eat together. Even the mother also eat the same food, fast food, which are the junk food, which we say don't want. No, no junk foods. We are struggling to say no junk food, but junk food is bought by the parents. So as a nutritionist, not only we should train the children, but also train the parents also. And the next part comes in the school. This is where they learn. In the lunch break, all of them friends will sit together and have a lot of foods. They have variety of foods. Everybody will not bring the same healthy food which they want. Some bring lot, some bring only fruits. Good. So some bring only rice and curd. Some bring a variety of foods. Some foods are purchased like cakes, biscuits, bread, and then that they are given. So there are variety of foods like available on the earth, and every corner there is a shop, and every turning you get anything you want without much struggle. So nowadays, the parents that doesn't want to struggle, nor they have time also. That is why we are losing a lot of children, under 5 children. They are not getting the proper nutrition. The appropriate nutrition is not met with by the child. So child becomes very sick and very often. And because the immune system is less developed because of the lack of nutrients, the child takes a lot of time to, in fact, recover from the illness. And the child is more prone for recurrent illnesses also. So now we have passed from 5 to 9, we have passed. At the 9 years, the children become little arrogant. Little arrogant. They say, no, I want this. I will not go to school unless you give that. Here our skill starts. You should know how to manage in such situation. How to train a child, how to please a child. You should be authoritative, you should be disciplined in telling things. Not like a military man. No, you cannot eat this. This will not work out in any way. And then next comes the adolescent nutrition. As and when the child grows from 9 and above, it is not in your hands. And the present generation of gadgets, every child has one gadget in their hands. They are busy, even while eating whatever is given to them. They eat with the mobile in their hands. Left hand is the mobile, and right side has a plate. And they do not know how much they eat, nor the mother knows, and how much they spend time with each meal. Sometimes they overeat, sometimes they undereat. This is one difficult stage for adolescent nutrition, wherein the parents have to take utmost care. You should involve them. You should take them. You should take them to the shop purchase. Make a purchase. They let them involved in the purchase of things. What all you have. And then involve in preparing them also. Involve in preparing the food also, so that they might like the food. And one important thing which I want to stress is, even the mother should be very confident while preparing food, because the confidence may increase the interest in the food of a child. So at every stage, we have a limitation and discipline in having a good nutrition to our offsprings. So a child, in whatever sudden the child needs around 25 grams of proteins, 45 grams of carbohydrates, and 30 grams of fats. This has to be given to a child every day. But in case we don't meet these demands, then there are the problems. So, nutrition is a very important part of human life. If we don't have a good nutrition, we can't be comfortable. Even our activities come down, we become more sick. And let me come to the foods, different healthy foods and unhealthy foods. We have two categories: traditional foods and processed foods. Right? People have forgotten traditional foods, but it's better we still go back a decade or 2 decades back and go to the traditional foods and try to avoid the processed foods, so that we will come back to the healthy generation and we keep our children healthy. Mrs. Naina, do you have any question for me? Hello? Do you have any questions for me? Yeah, I'm waiting for a question. Now I have a question. Can you please put on the question once again? It just vanished away. Yeah. A 10-year-old loves pizza every day, every week. Is it not? A child a child needs pizza every day, every week. 1 second. Question is not visible. Question is not visible, Baba. Yeah. My 10-year-old child loves pizza and asks it every week. How many times can I give her a fast food? And in what quantity? Fine. See, a 10-year-old child asking pizza is reasonable in this generation. But we should know that it contains a lot of fat and salt. And these will land up into further issues like overweight, obesity, diabetes, hypertension, cardiac problems, and that is non-communicable diseases. So we need to restrict the pizza. But what type of what is the question is how many time is asking for every week? As per the recommendations, it is said that it is worthwhile to allow a pizza 2 or 3 times a month. That is the safest one. The most safer is traditional food as far as possible. If you can change your child's mood towards having pizza, I think it's fine if you can reduce as much as possible. But the maximum allowed recommended pizza per month is 2 or 3 times per month. That is optimum. Then, how much fast food can I give her, and how much quantity? See, fast foods and junk foods are almost land in the same boat, except the fast foods contain little more nutritious. So, to give a small example of the quantity, if you are taking an 8-inch pizza, if you are taking 18 inches pizza, and if you can make it into 6 parts, one part is sufficient for one serving. Am I clear? Shall I go to the next question? How can I control junk craving in my 6-year-old child? This is a very important question. How can I reduce my craving of that? Every child has a craving. Even if we start eating for 2 days, on day 3, we also want pizza every day. The first important thing which we bring reducing is make them understand the importance of nutritious food. Number 1. Number 2 is parental supervision. Parents has to supervise their child's eating food. They have to supervise. Because they are little immature and compared to the parents. You should guide them and tell them the importance of each food so that the interest towards those foods come down. And we should be authoritative parents. We should be authoritative parents. How to be authoritative? Give up a limit for everything. Give it. There's a discipline of there's a discipline, and there is a rules and limits while offering the food. There's a rules and limits while offering the food, and there's a rationale. And ask the child to choose the food for itself, so that we finally give a healthy option to the child. Finally, give a healthy option to the child. Don't go in for the military type of restriction. See, if you go like military type of restriction, the interest toward the desire towards those foods, non that is processed foods or ultra processed foods, will increase, and the child will very difficult to control. And I already told, involve children in preparing food in the house. That is traditional foods which you prepare. Involve the child. Let the child learn to eat. The child smell the smell while preparing. The smell itself is a stimulant to the child to make her eat, make her hungry, make her eat. So involve the child, even in purchasing also, in preparing also. A role model. See, mother should be a role model always. Why mother should be a role model? See, if she says not to eat something and if she starts eating, then the child will definitely not agree with the mother's words. It will also want it. To give a small example, we ask our children not to see TV. Ask and go into the other room and read. And we put on the TV here. Will the child follow your words? No. So we need to be a role model to the child. We should eat what the child is supposed to eat. Only the quantity will differ. Cooking, one more point, cooking is skill of parents. See, when the child sees a mother cooking very confidently, the interest towards food also comes down. It will definitely make a child more interested. Next is always limit the gadgets. These gadgets are going to spoil our health. We do not know how much we are eating. We don't know what we are eating, and we know why we are eating. So limit gadgets. The nutrition education should be there in the schools. So this has to be done in schools, has to be done, and even the teachers have to be trained. So these are so some of the uh, measures wherein you can reduce the crave for food. Next is, what healthy food option should I give to my 7-year-old school child to school? See, I already told you, we need 45 grams of carbohydrates, 35 grams of proteins, and 30 grams of fat. So what healthy food can give to a school? See, for example, a healthy food mean for a school, for a child, it could be a roti and a curry, a cup of rice, dal, a fruit, salad, curd or buttermilk. I think this is the one optimal food which the child needs at school. And you don't give the same food every day. You go on changing it. Today you make roti with wheat. Tomorrow you make with jawar. Tomorrow you take it ragi. So go on changing the food. A child needs the change. The same food cannot be tolerated. So say every day the same thing. You go on changing. You send yogurt. So next day you send a cup of milk. So you go on changing the food pattern. When the food pattern is also very, very important. One more question I have is, my 7-year-old child loves to add cheese to all its food. How can I manage this and how can I give him cheese on demand? See, cheese contains a lot of 6 grams of fat in 1 ounce. How do you do that? You select a soft cheese. You select a soft cheese. That contains around 3 grams of fat. That is fine. Then you can replace those foods how do you replace cheese with that? Replace the yogurt, the buttermilk there, the coconut milk is there. A few cashew nuts can also be replacement for cheese, so that your child's interest towards cheese also comes down. I have one more question. How quick and healthy food I can offer my 10-year-old child for breakfast during school, as he keeps on eating biscuits in the breakfast? Say biscuits also come under processed foods. So we don't agree to those processed foods. But how do you do? Is it difficult to prepare food early in the morning? No, it is not difficult. See, our food traditional like idli, sambar and chutney, upma is there, poha is there. You may make some food with puffed rice. You make dosa. For dosa and idli, you will not struggle on in the morning. You can prepare the batter the previous day, and hardly it takes few minutes to prepare a food. I'll tell you a small example. Now you are preparing a idli, sambar, and chutney, right? Yeah, what idli? You are giving carbohydrates. Sambar, you are giving dal, you are giving proteins, you are giving oil, you are giving vegetables, right? Chutney, you are giving fats, you are giving coconut chips, you are giving fat. See, you are getting all the food material foods that a child needs. So, what what do we advise mothers in the end? What do we say to mothers in the end? Always, you please remember to the mothers. All they should remember this formula: protein, carbohydrate, and fat content 25, 40, and 30. They should remember about macronutrients, and also macronutrients. Also, they should remember fruits and vegetables, and they should remember fibers also. Always limit the frequency of junk foods. Don't never give junk foods. You try to give them plenty of fruits. Till the age of 5 years, you give them fruits, but don't give fruit juices till 5 years of age. After 5 years of age, till 2 to 5 years, you can offer them around 125 ml of fruit juices, and that too without sugar. Limit coffee and tea for all children. For till 5 years, there is no question of giving coffee. Only school going children, that too after 8th standard, you can give her half cup of coffee. But these are the recommendations. Only half cup of coffee per day. And on adolescents, you give them 1 cup of coffee per day. This is the recommendations. Now, always see that the child gets up far earlier than what it is to. The gap between getting up and going to school should be more, because the child has to eat peacefully. In urgency, the child consumes less and will not get all the nutrients. And always maintain time. You give them every day, you give them the same time. Please try to avoid purchasing junk foods. Sometimes there are foods which can be prepared very fast. You have no time. You prepare them food very fast. Be careful. Even those foods, they can be allowed once in a while, not on every day. So, junk foods are in the uh, highlight of human nutrition outside the house and inside the house. How much are we struggle? We need to be very careful in this regard. See, there are some schools in now wherein they ask us not to bring their lunch, and they'll provide. Please see what all they give. They should not contain high sugary and high fatty content foods, right? They should have only healthy snacks in the canteen. Look into the water. Send them water. Also, the water is a big good nutrient. Think of the water. And nutritional education should be a part of school education also. And everything starts from the house itself. Healthy habits, healthy talk, healthy behavior, everything starts from the house. So the child should learn healthy eating habits at home. This is from the base of my heart. I ask all the mothers to please stick on to all these recommendations, so that your children are healthy, and the country is healthy, and the country is prosperous. I think I can end my talk here. If there are any questions, I'm ready to answer. If there are no questions, I think I can stop my talk here. Thank you, one and all. I thank Baby Chakra for having given me this golden opportunity to be online and talk to the mothers of this country. Thank you.